All right, guys, so as your events coordinator, you know I got to hook you up with all the stuff happening for Frosh.
Thanks for listening, Sheridan College. This was Phil.
Усім привіт! Ви слухаєте Sheridan Life Radio.
On the rebuild.
Hi!
We'll chat later. Vous écoutez à Sheridan Life Radio.
What I would like to know is how to be versatile in this industry. I initially wanted to do something that was more on-air work. I enjoy listening and talking to people. And one thing that I found a challenge was how to have everything like this at my disposal and have it not be about the story I want to tell.
I would really want to know, a couple of things. One, how do you create content that you are passionate about and get it played?
What I want Sheridan Life Radio to be and come across as to listeners and audio enthusiasts is diversity. We are 3 different campuses with a wide range of students and cultures here, and that's the most important thing to me.
Amelia works mainly with the students who want to make content, but every once in a while I get to throw my opinion in there, which is really nice, and helping them edit everything together is quite a creative task as well.
What inspired me, honestly, was the 5-year plan question. A lot of people ask me, so what is your 5-year plan? And I started to wonder, and I started Googling what jobs I would be eligible for and that kind of thing, and it all came up with 2 to 5 years experience. I didn't have that. That's what drove this to be what it is and what it will become. I don't look at it as I'm working with students, I'm working with colleagues or bands or artists because I want to tell their stories. I want to give them a platform where they can tell their own.
Also, I'd want to know what they would do in our situation, what they would do if they were starting a college radio station, and really the steps that they would take to get people listening and to get the content created.
My advice to the people starting the station is why. Just really know why and make sure that everybody who's a part of your community, your brand, your on-air people, everybody who works with you knows why and serves that goal.
Like, what do you actually want to do with your station? I want you to find what that intent is, figure out how you plan on doing it. Like, so figure out what the what is, and figure out the how, and then figure out who it's for.
Yeah, I mean, figure out what it is you want. Like, why are you starting a radio station? Is it just something to do, or what's the mandate of the radio station? What's the mission? What do you want to communicate to the audience, and why should the audience connect with you?
But radio still to me is like, it's the one place I know I can sit down and kind of relax myself and just be in a space where I love hearing great stories. I love hearing people tell me about things. I love the characters I meet on radio. I like the places it takes me. I love the intimacy of radio.
It's hard for people to spend the time to turn the DJs into storytellers. It's hard because this next couple generations of young broadcasters don't have the tenacity to put the time in.
I would assume with every startup project in or outside of the media industry, it's tricky. You know, for every person that is on board, I had a great team I was working with, friends and faculty. For all of those people, there were still people who were doubtful. There were still people who pushed back and said, you know, radio, it's dying. We don't need this here. And with all of that doubt, you can either hold it with you, which at first I did, or you can reach out to people like faculty and keep going and pushing and use their doubt not as potential failure, but drive for success.
And I just think that they have to be open to allowing people to try things, and you have to be. And if you're going to do that, you have to allow people to fail. And you have to be comfortable that the people are going to fail and they're not going to be perfect. They're not going to be good right out the gate. But as long as you learn from those failures and you build on them, then you're okay.
I think that radio is both thriving and dying. I think it's dying because of the content that's being played. I think that a lot of it is not as diverse as it could be, and people aren't listening to new things. They're not being challenged to listen to new things.
I think that there is always going to be room for radio because there's always going to be people like me who want to continue this form of communication. People are always going to want to listen to radio or listen to music when they're driving or working out or traveling. Now, the traditional terrestrial form, I think, may change. But when it comes down to it, I think it will always be here. And there will always be people that want to continue that driving force.